You know, for the Western Conference to be so competitive all season, we did not get one Game 7 in the first round.
Not a one.
We had 2 sweeps, 1 gentleman sweep, and 1 series went to 6 games, and it wasn't even close. Let's take a look back at the round 1, and let's pull some takeaways. What's your first one?
Clearly, the Game 6, the Clippers were never that team, apparently. I am so sick of them, right? And James Harden turned out to be the same James Harden I had apprehension about them trading for at the top of his trade. First, I wasn't sold on it. Then he started balling during the regular season. And then here comes the postseason, and he shrinks back up. I said, see, I should have never got on board with James Harden and the Clippers. And here we are. They're not even in the playoffs anymore. They went fishing. Now, as a side note, did you see Kawhi Leonard on that boat? Did you see it?
No,
I
didn't.
Oh, and Steve Ballmer, you got to see the clip. I know it's circling around on social media somewhere, but Steve Ballmer looks skinny. I don't know who body they put his face on, but it's hilarious. At the end of the day, it's a shame that the Clippers cannot go into their new arena, some type of deep playoff run in the season before. It's ridiculous. And so I don't know what Ballmer's going to do and all that Ballmer money he's spending on that new arena, but whatever this roster is and whoever these players are, they cannot be the one headlining when you open up the arena. They can't be. So yeah, Clippers were never for this 2024 season, apparently, especially since Kawhi Leonard was injured. And I don't even know if Kawhi Leonard will be Kawhi Leonard of the past. I don't even know what he'll look like in the future, right? So this whole collapse in round 1 was an epic fail. It was horrible. So yeah, Clippers, take away, revamp the team. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a strong statement because you've been on and off their bandwagon for years, but you're finally off. Are you finally off?
I'm off right now because they're not playing.
Oh, God.
I don't went fishing with them. I'm out fishing. What you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see what it looks like for next season. But right now, whatever this is, they can't bring it to the next season.
Okay. So my biggest takeaway is there are 4 teams who did not make the playoffs in the West who will be in the mix next season, which means the Rockets, the Kings, the Grizzlies, and the Spurs will be competing for the spots that are normally occupied by the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next season, but looking at the competitive landscape right now and thinking about the 2025 season, there's going to be a couple teams on the outside looking in.
So, and it's going to be some new teams that we're going to be looking at. Yes, I agree. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. NBA fan base, let's accept the changing of guards. Let's accept it. It's going to happen whether we want to or not. And so I'm going to need the NBA to get on board. We're starting to parallel how they talk and balance how they talk about veteran players and those new upcoming players. They need to do that so we can start hearing stories about them, seeing more of their highlights, making them top of mind, our newer players, newer superstars coming into the league that are currently playing, because they're going to be aging out. And they're doing it right now. And it's hard to watch, if I'm going to be honest.
So hard.
It's hard to watch. So you agree 100% of that. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of those teams that will probably break the barrier will be the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Under Coach Ime Udaka's leadership. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, another takeaway. Can we now get rid of the term Big Three? Because if KD is a part of that 3, it's not going to work. Is it safe to say now that KD is not the one that we should be looking for to lead a franchise to a championship? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with his playmaking. He's an amazing player. Nothing to do with him as a team player. He plays great with other people. That's nothing to do with that. But let's stop coining him as somebody that's supposed to lead team to a franchise championship. Let's stop that. We saw the meltdown with the Brooklyn Nets in the East the previous season. We just recently witnessed it with the Phoenix Suns. And if that wasn't a meltdown, I don't know what it is. Build a team that's going to be deep, right? If you're going to keep this so-called big three, first of all, let's get rid of the big three. All right. No, they're just players that play together, and some of them are superstars and others are not. That's just what it is, right? And so how many more seasons must Devin Booker work through these potential additions to the Phoenix Suns, and he don't see a deep playoff run? How many more? Do we care about him? I do. So, yeah, I don't look forward to the big three. I'm sick of that term if you're not really go deep in the playoffs. And KD is not the one to lead a team to a franchise championship. That's just what it is.
And he's getting a little older, too. He's aging out.
I'm saying,
right?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned the big three because Kat was interviewed post game 1 in the second round. And he said, you know, everybody keeps talking about big three, but what we really have here with the Minnesota Timberwolves is a big 15. I said, oh, I like that too.
Oh, yeah. I can get on board. And not the big 15. Can we make it a big 8? I'm with that too. Because sometimes they go, they go a few deep in the bench. Yeah. Oh, come on, Kat. And you, boo.
Yeah. Okay. So look, one takeaway I have for a team that's currently in round 2 is Jeff Green and Bruce Bowen from the old school Nuggets. They're really missed in these playoffs. Look at the Nuggets right now. Their bench, they could use some bolstering. And can you imagine Jeff Green coming off and Bruce Brown when Jokic needs to sit down or Murray's shot is off? They don't really have that this season. And it is glaring in the second round against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow. Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, when will these teams find the money to stop shipping off the people that help them? Like, I helped you go deep. I helped you to a championship. And you said you can't find no money for me? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say it, and it may not be popular, but the Zion Williamson experiment is over, y'all. He has not played in one playoff game since he's been drafted. And if I misspoke, drop in the comments and correct me. But if he did play in one, it wasn't 3. So what I'm saying right now is that when will the New York Pelicans say, how do we build around somebody else? I'm not saying trade him, but who do you begin? What I understand is that Brandon Ingram is in. The Sixers want him. I mean, I read that this morning. I said, oh, well, he may not even be a Pelican next season. How much longer do we have to watch the New Orleans Pelicans scrap through to finally get to the playoffs, only to make it there and then you start there, can't play? And then here you guys round 1 exit. When are we going to stop that? So, again, he's needed on the court, but if he can't stay healthy, Pelicans, what are you going to do to move forward? That's the takeaway that I have.
Okay. And I agree with you. I think it is time to move on from the B.I. and Zion Williamson pipe dream of them carrying them deep into the playoffs, because you have Trey Murphy III. You know, you got CJ Ovett, you got Herb Jones. You have players that you can build around. But I disagree that Zion needs to be shipped. I think it's Brandon Ingram. He's also always injured, but you're going to have more of an upside with Zion Williamson. B.I. is not filling the seats at the arena.
Fair. That's fair.
It's Zion Williamson. So I think that Coach Willie Green and the front office, they can start building around the other players and let B.I. get something in return for him.
Oh, of course.
I think the Pels will be good to go next season. But yeah, that whole B.I. and Zion, that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Yes, a wrap.